Hey guys, Justin from Aqua Electric. So we're right here in Miami Beach. We're at the Miami Boat Show and we're about to go check out some electric boats at the convention center. Come on, let's go. So we're standing in front of the Ilmor booth. They produce an electric outboard. Let's go check it out.
So my name is Nick Matthews with marketing on the marketing side of things with Ilmor. We were very excited to bring this concept out of the Tryon here for the Miami Boat Show. This is now the Ilmor Ion, if you look kind of right behind me. This is our first 6 kilowatt outboard. We're looking to build a full product line moving forward, but this is the first one. So the motor itself is actually located down here in the torpedo at the bottom. It's a direct drive, no gear shifting, so there's no clunkiness to that. It's a very quiet and smooth ride, being a direct drive down there.
What can you tell me about this Highfield?
So this Highfield was just a fun idea of on our team. We were looking at different ways that electric propulsion, what those futuristic applications could look like. We thought that it'd be cool to kind of showcase that. So we came up with the concept boat named the Tryon, where we put a triple setup of our 6 kilowatt outboards on here.
So Ilmor is battery agnostic. So right now they're using HV, high voltage batteries, and these are actually pretty modular. They have carrying cases, and it fits really nicely in this Highfield.
You can come in here, and we actually have some different lighting settings. So if you kind of tilt back up, you can change this color you want. If you like blue, whatever it is, we could swap on over to blue. If you don't like the light as it stands, just solid, we've got some different features as of right now of pulsing the light. We can have some different running down of the light. Some almost mood sparkling light, and then we can actually jump into some fireworks, more of a setting right there, and switch over some different colors as that goes.
So we are standing in front of Tohatsu. They have a brand new electric outboard. Let's check it out.
My name is John Adam. I'm with Tohatsu America. So we're coming out with two models. We have the 6.0 kilowatt and the 4.0. 6.0 is going to come out towards the end of this year. The 4.0 is going to be out in 2025. So the 6.0 is something like a 9.9 horsepower, and the 4.0 is more like an 8.8 horsepower.
Okay.
So on the 6.0, the electric motor is submerged, and that's to help with cooling. So we have a passive cooling system between this heat sink and this lower unit. It helps cool the electric motor so that we don't have to have any other kind of liquid cooled system. Yeah, the larger the electric motor gets, the more heat it's going to create. So the passive cooling is better so that you can keep it at a cooler temperature. Obviously, electronics, the hotter it gets, the worse it's going to be.
Yeah.
So up here, you're going to have a controller board that's going to have a computer controller to run the motor, and then you're also going to have a GPS built-in unit. And then on this model, we have simple plug-and-play power cord and then your electronics cord.
What's the benefit of a GPS?
Speed, and then, range to empty, battery capacity, those sort of things are going to be displayed on we have a gauge display that gives you all that information.
Gotcha. So it's actually tracking your consumption and battery power and where you are relative to where you need to return to.
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
So this is a battery pack concept for the 4.0. This is somewhat like a 3-gallon fuel tank, so we're playing with the idea of these for those. Now, both of these, 4.0 and 6.0, are what we call battery agnostic. It's a 48-volt system, but you're not required to use a specific battery.
Okay.
So lead acid, lithium ion, AGM, you can pick the battery supply you want that fits your price point. So we're not forcing you into a specific price of a battery.
Yeah, I actually like that. I mean, that's pretty easy with 48-volt system. You have a massive range of
products. Right. Yeah, you can pick
from.
Like you could pick 4 12-volt and put them in series. Yeah. You can pick one 48-volt, a little bit larger lithium ion and lightweight, and get a little bit better range. And you're going to get a range of somewhere around 4 to 6 hours for most applications.
Tiller.
So the 4.0 is going to be a tiller with the internal built display. And then this is also a battery indicator that lets you know how low the battery is getting from a visual. But then you're also going to have an actual readout showing battery speed on this one. So we call it a gauge, but it's really an interactive system. It has a pass key so that you can lock people out, lock people in, just like an ignition switch key. Battery consumption, it's going to show you speed and what gear you're in and that sort of thing. You can go in and make different settings.
All right, guys, so we're at the Highfield booth where Flux Marine has their electrified Highfield tender. Let's go take a look.
Hey guys, Matt Murphy from Flux Marine here. We're here in the Highfield booth at the Miami International Boat Show. We have a 660 Highfield powered with one of our 100 horsepower fully electric outboards.
This motor.
So what the team did, first of all, we have a very talented team back up in Bristol, Rhode Island, designed it from the ground up, completely closed system. There's going to be no water intrusion at all. Belt driven prop shaft. Internal cooling, and like we said before, this one is 100 horsepower continuous at the prop with peak right around about 150 horsepower.
So guys, this outboard is actually belt driven, and you can see through here this is hollow, so the belts are actually running along the sides here and spin the prop. This is a zinc. Where are your cooling intakes?
There's no cooling intake, so it's a completely closed system, kind of like a car cooling system. It's all closed, so you don't have to worry about any saltwater corrosion or anything like that. Minimal maintenance. It's powered by, we have 3 28 kilowatt batteries.
Okay.
Up here underneath the center console and the leaning posts, essentially a drop in from where the fuel tank was placed. So 5 miles an hour, just running out of the harbor, putzing along, plenty of range, 120 miles or so, cycling through. And this is a screen that is also displayed up on the Garmin as well. 18, 19 hours, coming out of the harbor, getting up on a plane, cruising speed, low 20s, around 2 hours, 40 miles of range. Then if you want to have some fun, open it up, full throttle, be right around the low 30 miles an hour. About an hour.
So is this kind of this power level? So if you're using 100 horsepower?
It's throttle power, so if you're giving it everything you got.
Hey guys, we're in front of Taiga, and we did a test video earlier the year on the Orca Carbon. Check it out if you haven't seen it, but they have a new product, the Performance, which is different hull material, same specs. Let's take a look. So this is the Orca Performance, and really the major difference between this one and the Carbon over there is that it's made with SMC, that stands for sheet molded composite. So it's actually a plastic that is already proven in the industry, used in other personal watercraft. And so they noticed really the differences between this one and the Carbon is that even though this is slightly heavier, the performance specs are actually the same. So it gets the same top speed, same hours of usage. But one of the big differences in the handling is that because this material is more flexible than Carbon, it actually rides quite a bit smoother. So when you hit chop and you hit waves, you get a smoother riding experience. The biggest difference at all is in the price. Well, the Carbon, it goes for $26,500. They're actually able to get this one down to $19,500. Okay, so we're right in front of the Charged Electric Pavilion where show sponsor EVOA has a couple pretty cool electric boats. Let's go see. This is the Chris Craft Launch 25 GTE. It's powered by a 320 kilowatt EVOA motor that's mounted to a Conrad drive, and it contains up to a 170 kilowatt hour battery pack. So the battery modules inside their battery packs are actually produced by Williams Advanced Engineering, which is the same company that produces the technology for the Formula One team and the Formula E electric racing car team. So the motors themselves, they're actually 2 axial flux motors that are paired together, and they have the ability to only use one motor at a time if it's necessary. So the Supra EV 500 is a water ski boat, and it uses the same 320 kilowatt motor and up to 148 kilowatt hour battery pack. So guys, we're at the Yamaha booth where Yamaha has created an all hydrogen powered outboard. Let's take a look. So right behind me on this boat are the hydrogen tanks. So this boat is totally run on hydrogen. So these tanks are actually built by Roush Racing. They build tanks for hydrogen race cars. All right, we're here with Jim at Yamaha, and we got a really special outboard right here. What can you tell us about it?
So today, we're here at the Miami Boat Show. We're showing the world the world's first hydrogen engine. We partnered with some really good people, Regulator Marine and Roush Racing. So we have a fuel delivery system, we have a boat, engine. We're going to take this thing to water. We're going to show the world we can do hydrogen engines in the marine industry.
So I saw on the other side it has a cutaway cowling, but
yeah, so over here.
Have you actually run this motor or?
Yeah, so we run all the engines.
Yeah.
So basically we took a production engine, we changed the fuel delivery system so it accepts the hydrogen gas.
So this is hydrogen.
This is all rail. This is a hydrogen fuel rail, hydrogen braided lines to accept the pressures, runs all the way through, comes out the front to where we'll tie into the boat is the fuel delivery system.
Gotcha. And have you run this boat yet with these tanks, or?
No, this boat has not run. We're fine tuning some things.
Yeah.
We're going to be on the water roughly less than 3 months, and we'll show the world that we could take this thing across the water.
Gotcha. So here's the biggest question about Yamaha outboards. Does it sound like a Yamaha V8?
Of course, it sounds like Yamaha V8.
So you get that musical noise still.
Get the musical noise, the power, the reliability, the durability of Yamaha.
That's amazing. Really cool. Thanks very much.
All right, thank you.
People are really interested in this Yamaha Hydrogen outboard.
Hydrogen combustion for outboard motor. Yamaha has developed hydrogen combustion engine, not for marine.
In the corner of the convention center were Cigarette and MTI and all of the fast boats. And one day soon, I hope to see some high-performance electric boats back here as well. Vision Marine has a high-performance prototype race boat that recently broke the record for fastest electric boat, running 116 miles per hour. So hopefully in future shows, we'll see some on display, and even better, giving some sea trials. Vision did have a production boat here at the show. Let's take a look. Hey guys, so we're standing in front of Four Winns where they're showcasing their H2e, which is an all-electric boat powered by Vision Marine outboard. Let's take a look. So the H2e is actually powered by Vision Marine's 134 kilowatt motor, which gives it 180 horsepower, and it has an 86 kilowatt hour battery pack. Hey guys, so we're in front of the EVOA booth where they're showcasing their new outboard motor. Let's check it out. So we're here with Jeff, one of the founders of EVOA. It's also his birthday today. So what can you tell us about the company?
So Mike, Ray, and I started the company about 2018. So for 6 years, we've been beating the path of electrification for boats. We rode in a couple boats that were just converted and using 12-volt batteries back in 2017 and 2018. And just through understanding the market and whatnot, we hooked up with some really great suppliers who are providing us now the battery packs, which come from Williams Advanced Engineering, and our motors, which ironically are from 20 miles north, another suburb of London, the Yasa Motors. And the Yasa Motors, so the combination of Yasa Motors and the Williams battery packs give us, the horsepower and we need to power a big boat. You see a lot of people out here that are trying to do small 10 horsepower, 20 horsepower electric motors. We're doing 450 horsepower. So we put in like a Supra boat that weighs 5,000 pounds. We're powering a Supra boat. We got a Chris Craft 25 GTE that we're powering. And those boats need the power to get up the plane.
So this is your motor over here.
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about it has its axial flux technology,
Yeah,
correct?
exactly. So this is kind of a show mock-up. This is actually 3 batteries. So you see 1, 2, 3 batteries.
Three motors.
3 motors, thank you. 3 motors, and it's 600 horsepower. Essentially, each one of our motors is 200 horsepower. So the most common application we use is like that's the hull of a Chris Craft. So you can see 4 battery packs. Here's the motors. So here are the 2 Yasa motors, and this is connected to a stern drive. So that boat has essentially 420 horsepower on it. These are the battery packs that are listed there. I'm going to show you back here. Oh, so we were talking earlier today, just a minute ago, about, so this is a cell. As you can see the cell level, those are the little batteries. This is actually 2 cells, so it's kind of split half. So this is 2 cells, and inside here we have, so like 12 of these are in here, right? So down here you see all those cutaway things. Right here is a reversing gear.
Yeah.
Well, with electric motors, you just switch the polarity. You can do it instantaneously. You have to slow it down, but you can do it instantaneously. You can go into reverse. So there's additional, and also the other is exhaust. In traditional outboards, you're exhausting, you're putting the exhaust in the into the water. You don't need that because electric motors don't make any. There's no emissions to do. So you can cut that. So there's yes, cost saving, simplification that can be done with the lowers. If it's expensive tooling and such. So it's 150 horsepower at 400 volts. If we have additional battery packs, we can run this motor at 800 volts. It really goes 680, but you say 800, but it goes to 680. That will be 220 horsepower.
So it's continuous 150 horsepower and peak power is 220.
That's a good way. Yes, that's a good way of saying it. Yeah. It's all cooled. You use the same cooling pumps as you would on a traditional outboard. Your point, they pull up to cool the engine.
Is this a lower unit? Is this your lower unit?
It's not a lower. No, it's one of the industry everybody kind of shares lower units. It's an interesting thing you learn about who this is a Tohatsu.
So we are in front of Sharrow Marine. They have a really unique propeller design that everyone seems to be talking about in the industry. Let's go see what they have. So you can see here a standard propeller causing all this cavitation, but because Sharrow has this closed loop system, there's actually no cavitation at all. So that results in up to 10 to 30% more efficiency between 2,500 and 4,000 RPM. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you're wondering what the price is. Well, it's about $5,000 for one of these things. And the scary thing for probably anybody running around shallow water is what happens if you bang one of these things up. Well, they actually have a Sharrow Care program that's $30 a month. So if you bang up one of these props, you just send it in to them. They'll try to fix it or they'll send you a new one if they can't. So also here at the Highfield booth is the Jet 330. It's an all-electric tender powered by zero jet propulsion. Let's take a look. So the Highfield 330 is powered by Zero Jet. Zero Jet is a company out of New Zealand. They make electric jet propulsion systems. So this one actually has a 15 kilowatt motor and it has a 10 kilowatt hour battery. So that gives it a range of about 23 nautical miles. So this motor actually uses a 48 volt system, which is really nice for the safety factor if it's not enough voltage to cause any serious injury. And this is their Zero Jet. You can see how low profile. I mean, normally in a tender this size, you'd have a much larger motor. This is an extremely low profile. And this is the really nice thing about jet systems is that you don't have an outboard or you don't have anything hanging under the boat. It's just super low profile, so very small draft. Just on the water taxi, heading to the next part of the show. We're here at the Waterside part of the Miami Boat Show, and I can't really find any electric boats. It's all the electric boats I've found were in the convention center. We're going to keep looking, but a lot of outboards, a lot of gas boats, a lot of yachts. That's about it. So we're just in front of Trident Funding. They do loans for boats, and let's go talk to them. Let's see if they'll fund an electric boat. So we're here with John Shackle of Trident Funding, and wanted to ask you, will you guys fund an electric boat loan?
Absolutely. We can fund an electric boat, or it doesn't matter how what the propulsion is, but we do everything from electric to gas to diesel, and even a rowboat.
Gotcha. So, and you were saying that if let's say it's a European electric boat, it would have to be present here in the U.S.
It needs to be either inbound to the U.S. with a duty-paid receipt and a ship or bill of lading showing it's coming to the U.S., and then, of course, we would be able to fund it, what we call foreign funding. We have 15 different lenders, so each lender is going to look at something differently. 4 or 5 of them right now are doing such loans as we speak.
Okay.
So any issues at all? Funding?
No, we're not afraid of electric boats. It's no problem at all for us.
Okay. Thanks very much, John.
You're welcome.
So I just had a conversation with a yacht insurance broker that didn't want to be named because he was saying that it's actually very difficult to get an electric boat insured in Florida right now. The insurance companies are pretty leery about having lithium-ion batteries on boats. And one of the stories that he mentioned is that there's a lot of yacht fires due to lithium-ion batteries. There was one recently where a mate was wheeling an e-bike onto the boat, and he dropped it in the water. He pulled it out, put it back on the boat, and the whole thing burned to the ground, or burned to the water line rather. So apparently insuring electric boats is kind of a challenge right now, but I'm going to talk to some more insurance companies, and we'll get to the bottom of, can you get an electric boat insured here in Florida? And that's a wrap, guys. We came to Miami, we saw some electric boats. Thanks for watching. We got a lot of cool stuff coming out. I'll catch you next time.